What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. My team is officially being locked in for the Guinness Six Nations Fantasy Round 3. I did put out a video midweek doing my preemptive Fantasy League, if you will, because I genuinely didn't think I was going to have the time to sit down and do this. I've managed to cut out a bit of time. I'm going to squeeze this video in and get it out before the end of the day. And I think I've done pretty well. I've only had to make a few changes from that team you've sort of seen midweek. So we're going to have a run through of my team, who I'm going for, and a bit of thoughts on why I've gone for those players. Let me know down in the comments. Do you guys enjoy having a sort of midweek one where I sort of talk a bit more and go a bit more in depth about why I picked those players, and then this one's a bit more of a roundup, or would you prefer to just have one video where we just take a look at the team? Genuinely, let me know down in the comments. Take 5 seconds to say 1 or 2 videos a week, because it'll help me for future weeks and what have you. But we will jump in. One extra note to remember for anyone who's new and not seen the fantasy that I'm doing before: I am playing to one extra rule, that of course I am only picking players based on their shirt number they'll be playing in on the weekend. So I can't just have 3 number 8s in my back row. I have to have 1 dedicated 8, 1 dedicated 7, 1 dedicated 6. So as we go through the team, you might be thinking there'd be better options to do here. I'm playing a bit of a more difficult challenge because I find it a lot of fun. So let's take a look at the team preview and see what we've got going on into round 3. Starting out in the back 3, then I've stuck with my back 3. All 3 of them are playing Kyle Steyn on the right wing, Thomas Ramos in the fullback position, and Louis Bielbiari on the left wing. I'm expecting that wing to open up against Italy. We saw it last week that Italy's right-hand wing didn't defend particularly well. Menoncello has been named to play out on that wing this weekend, so Bielbiari is going to have a bit more work cut out for him there, but I'm still going to stick with him and hope he has a good game. Ramos is in there for the kicking opportunities, just to get a few extra points on the board, and then Kyle Steyn sticking out on the right-hand wing. I'm really hoping Scotland try and build a bit more of an expansive game out there. I don't think it would have been a terrible move to even have put Damien Penaud out on the right wing and picked Duhan van der Merwe on the left wing and swapped around how they were going, but hey, that's what I've gone for. Let's see how it gets on in the actual round. In the centre partnership, Gael Fickou going in alongside of Bundy Aki. We saw Gael Fickou last week opening up teams a little bit, having a bit of room to work with. That's where he can get over and score tries. I'm expecting against Italy we might see a similar sort of thing, so I'm expecting him to maybe get over for a try. Bundy Aki getting back into the Ireland team this week. We know how important he is in the way Ireland like to attack. He's always involved with the hands on the ball. I'm expecting him to do some big hard carries towards Wales, and if he can find those gaps opening up in the defence, he's going to get some good carry meters for me. In terms of my halfback partnerships, no changes here either. Ben White and Jack Crowley. Jack Crowley again for some of that kicking opportunities. I think that's some easy points. Frawley is playing at fullback, so there is an opportunity that maybe Frawley will take those kicks. Maybe Crowley will come off halfway through the game and Frawley will slip into 10. So Crowley might not play the full game. That one might come back to bite me a little bit, but I'm hoping he can get enough points on the board early on in that game. So if he does need to be swapped out, he'll be okay. Ben White, in terms of scrum halves, I don't think scrum halves will score particularly high. You're basically looking to hope that your scrum half is the one of the round that gets the try. Ben White, out of all the scrum halves, I think has got a good opportunity to maybe get a bit of a sniping try in there, so still sticking with him. One change in my back row coming in from the midweek video. We've got Ben Earl and Charles Olivon still staying in my 8 and 7 position respectively. Jamie Ritchie comes in my blindside flanker because Blair Kinghorn has been named to start in the team, messed up my super sub. So I've had to move around the super sub. I've suddenly gained 1 extra Scotland player. I'm going to put Jamie Ritchie in at 6 and hopefully get a couple of turnovers. We know he loves a good jackal penalty. Maybe not looking at him to get tries, but hopefully still have a good game. In the lock department, one change coming in here. I've had to swap Grant Gilchrist out for Scott Cummings. That's just because Scott Cummings is the named number 5 in the Scotland team this week. Grant Gilchrist is playing number 4. So Scott Cummings coming in, and to be honest, I'm not too upset by that because Grant Gilchrist had a few issues with cards in the last year or so. So Scott Cummings coming in, hopefully we'll no cards for him and be able to hold at number 5. Joe McCarthy in there as well in the lock department. I would love to have an all-Irish lock. I would love to have Tyburn in there. I just don't have the Irish players or the budget left, to be fair, is another issue. And then in the front row, where again a couple more changes in here. Still got Dan Sheehan as my hooker. I think I'm just going to have him every round. He's been absolutely superb throughout this tournament. Dan Cole moves into the tight head prop and Ellis Genge in the loose head prop. I picked Joe Marler and Will Stewart when I was doing my midweek video because I didn't know who was playing. I wanted the 2 English props. I happened to pick the wrong ones, so I've just substituted them out for the likewise players. Elsewhere then, we also have our super sub because I had to move. I didn't have Blair Kinghorn anymore as my super sub, so I've put Jamie Ritchie in the team team as my Scotland player in the flanker shirt, and I've gone for Chandler Cunningham South, who is someone that is coming on from the bench and is making a bit of an impact into games. So I'm going to go for a bit of an outsider pick here, actually go for an England forward to come in and hope for maybe a late game try or something. I was kind of tempted to maybe look at like a French hooker. I could see Julien Marchand coming on, maybe getting some tries against Italy in that second half. I was also tempted by Faye Woboso for England, but unfortunately just doesn't seem to be coming on and having a great deal of game time. In terms of my captain as well, then I am still sticking with Louis Bielbiari on that left wing for France. I'm hoping for a big game for France to score me some big points. Let me know down in the comments who you'd swap out from my team. Who have you got as the captain for your team? I've already been enjoying seeing some of the comments on the last video that I did, seeing some of your guys' picks and some of your tactics you've been playing with as well. Really fun to check out. Wishing you all the best for another awesome Six Nations fantasy round, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.